Seg 4. Wrestling news. General wrestling news. I think wrestling news is a little bit easier to read. I should probably wrote it a little bit bigger. We've got Gable Steveson versus Craig Jones. Now, this was originally announced on April 1st, aka April Fool's Day. I don't observe this. I don't like this. So, and because of this, people were confused on whether or not this was a troll from Craig Jones, who is notorious for trolling and just being a smarty pants, smarty aleck, and I think he's hilarious. The charismatic heartthrob of BJJ. That's an AI generated title, which you will see on this channel soon enough. The match is going to be taking place at CGI. It's going to be a super fight. There's some threads that we can tie in here to make this a little bit more and have some more context and have a little bit more depth to our understanding of what's leading to this moment. Like, does this make sense? Is this possible to do well for, is Gable Steveson have an opportunity to win here? We'll discuss that. I think at the end of this story at this story. Can't talk right. I wonder why. Gable Steveson versus Craig Jones. Gable Steveson, 2-time NCAA champion, placed third in 2019. So he's on the podium 3 years in a row. I don't know, was he on the podium this year? I don't want to say one way or the other. I don't think he did. He did, though, have a highlight career. Olympic champion, by the way as well. Olympic champion as well. The credentials for this guy is absolutely redonkulous. He lost in the championship this past year. Who against the eventual champ, who was also on a historic run himself. And that is a story for another time. I want to go more in depth on that, and I think that other people have gone in more depth on that with way better who are rather more informed than I am. And I think that's a good setup for what Gable Steveson should be known for. Then you got Craig Jones. The whole reason Craig Jones Invitational, CJI, is titled Craig Jones Invitational is because Craig Jones is the guy who's running it. The titular character of the CJI universe. Longtime number 2 best grappler in the world. The perennial number 2, if you want to say. And I think that's the whole little catch behind the name of B Team being number 2. No one's going to argue over number 2. No one argues that Craig Jones is number 2. I think that Craig Jones is a really good guy in terms of his grappling. He's a good grappler. Let me be more specific. He's a great grappler. And I think that underneath a lot of his trolling, his charity work, if he is doing that charity work, which I believe he is, I think he's kind of like he's got a soft spot. I appreciate that. I appreciate what he's doing for the sport of grappling. He had catch wrestlers in his bracket at CGI. Go watch that video right here, this video, and check it out. I discussed the catch wrestlers, some catch wrestling aspects of the competition itself, and how well that was executed, their rules. With this new quintet 5-on-5 team bracket competition coming up in August. of 2025, we are seeing regional competitions. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe it's already happened. Lachlan Giles is running a competition on a 3-walled pit for basically qualifiers to be on the team to go compete in August at CJI in Las Vegas. Now my thoughts on the match, okay? One note that I left out purposefully till now is that Gable Steveson has been doing some training for some time on the side. He's done some developmental work at the factory at WWE, so he's got some catch wrestling. I mean, it's probably show holds, but he knows something. They don't just teach show holds at the factory. I'm sure that he got interested. That's the kind of guy Gable Steveson is. But say he didn't. He's also spent time with Gordon Ryan and John Jones, not only training in MMA, but going in grappling sessions, wrestling sessions, no doubt. And this also is to say that in the interim of when he has been doing wrestling, he's also been doing other grappling sports, and he's not just some green grappler. Now that I've credited him, is that enough to overcome the slick, sneaky, tricky, almost troll-like, like a Loki trickster type style? I mean, he's not. It's not just that. By the way, it's not that he can only do that way. He can grapple many ways, but I feel like that's going to be the biggest threat. His technical, sneaky setups and all that kind of thing that Gable Steveson is not going to be familiar with, and if he can draw him into those deep waters, it's going to be difficult for Gable to deal with that. Now, if it was a best 2 out of 3, maybe I think Gable Steveson went around, and who knows. But I think it's not best 2 out of 3, if I'm not mistaken. I think that it's like you can win on rounds if it goes to decision, but I don't think that it's best 2 out of 3 rounds. And that in there lies the rub. I think that if there's enough connection and grappling on the ground, Craig Jones is going to be able to wrap up Gable Steveson in a space that he will not know, specifically probably the legs, and that will end up in a submission from Craig Jones. But if he's been training with Gordon Ryan in this meantime, who knows? Gordon Ryan is the best grappler, one of the greatest grapplers of all time. Number one spot I still think belongs to Gordon Ryan until I can see those guys beating him, and I don't see them beating him at right now. And I think it's unfortunate that his stomach has held him back. That's a shame. I really like watching him be the best, because it's just when you see him grapple, it's just way above everyone else, and it's at a level that is always like, you're like, wow, this is insane that this person's able to treat other elite grapplers like this. Who do I think is going to win the match between Craig Jones and Gable Steveson? I think it's going to be Craig Jones. I'm going to give it to Craig Jones. But Gable Steveson does have a chance. And depending on the odds, who would I put my money on? Well, if it was a really like lopsided odds for Gable Steveson, I might put money on him. But if if they're giving him like even odds, it's obvious I'm going to give it to Craig Jones. Not obviously he will win, but I think that the leg entanglement game is so complex. I don't know how many reps he's got in there. I don't know how many times he's been there, but who's to say that he's not capable of doing something outstanding because he's Gable Steveson and that's what he fucking does. So, there's your promo, Gable Steveson. That's what you just fucking do. I'm Gable Steveson, and that's what I just fucking do. I feel like that's Kanye West. Because my life is great. Yes, and because I'm Kanye West and my life is great. Uh, so once again, that's taking place in August 30th to 31st in August. So be ready to tune in on that on YouTube, or that once again, one of CGI is probably one of the best grappling competitions out there right now. Love the pit. More on that in the next segment. Next portion of news: Rafael Lovato wins third bronze in Masters Wrestling at the U.S. Wrestling Nationals. Like, whoa! I don't know if he had any kind of wrestling experience before that. I did not look deep into it. I didn't even read the. I'm just blown away that a BJJJ guy. Why did I say JJ 3 times? BJJ guy. Uh, just went out there and fucking. I don't know how much wrestling he's putting, but that's amazing. That is awesome. And you know, it just goes to show you the type of person that is able to be at the top level, is that mindset, that ability. Obviously, it's one of the crossover abilities that he would need for his grappling and his MMA, which he has been elite level. Um, is a skill that he's developed, and so it overlaps, but it just goes to show that people with the right mindset are going to get to the top. The right type of person, they're going to do it. So, um, big ups to Rafael Lovato Jr. Amazing, amazing. Big ups to him. Um, last piece of news that I want y'all to know that's coming up soon: the U.S. Beach Wrestling Nationals, I believe, is happening in May 10th to be exact, in Carolina Beach, North Carolina. I apologize to Steve for telling him it was in up in the northern part by Virginia Beach. It is in the southern part by South Carolina, and this is an event that anyone can enter. It is fun. It's one of those things that should be growing that I don't see it growing enough. Beach wrestling, just a quick sell. Best to 3 points, first to 3 points wins. Oh my gosh, I need to get a better stand for this. We'll improve. Um, uh, Best of 3 points. First to 3 points wins. Push out 1 point takes place in the circle on the beach in a circle. Take down to the ground 1 point. Take down from feet to back is 2 or 3 points. So I think you might be able to win with just a feet to back. I think the rules changed recently, so I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be 2 points. Takedown is getting a person to anything but hands and feet onto the ground. So that's like snap downs, or you can drag them down with a headlock. You can throw them. You can double leg. You can take them to the ground. Something else, a part of your body can touch the ground. If you touch the ground in the action of taking someone else down, specifically to their back. And short rounds on the beach, a lot of fun, easy to set up and practice for, easy to play around in if you already are wrestling. Just something extra to more competition. The more the merrier. I hope to compete next year. I only saw that the competition was May 10th, recently. Money needs to be set aside, and I need to be ready for that type of thing. So next year I'll see y'all. But this year, if you are in the middle of your season for grappling, or I don't think you're in the middle of the season for wrestling right now. I think I think that is wrestling season still on right now. No. What am I talking about? Anyway, guys, U.S. Beach Wrestling, it's becoming a world sport. You go on the U.S. Beach Wrestling team if you win. You go to the Worlds. You travel for that. You go to other beaches around the world. Amazing. Amazing. A lot of fun. And easy to watch, easy to understand sport. Yeah. So take a look. Check it out. Next go we to the segment. Next go we to the segment 5. All right.